Hey fam, what's good? What's good? I hope that you're all well and keeping safe. Welcome back to another one. Today we're gonna find ourselves looking at this beautiful pair called the DXY as well as the Nasdaq, right? And if you are new to my channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. Make sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe button if you are finding yourself taking away some value from these sessions. All right. So without wasting your time, let's get into it. So starting off from our DXY time frame, right? As many of you know, I use the DXY as my indicator, right? As my indicator on what can potentially happen on the Nasdaq as they are inverse correlated with one another. All right. So looking at the DXY, we can see that we had an overall shift back towards the downside, which is quite crazy, right? I was expecting us to have some sort of a pullback towards the upside from this actual area right over there. But you know what? The market is going to do what the market needs to do. We just need to find ourselves following market structure. That is it, right? That is it. And one thing that we do know about this coming week is that this is the last week of the month, right? This is the last week of the month. So this is going to be a crazy one. Let's go to the market time frame real quick and just check something out. Check this out. So there we have a swing low. If we are going to find ourselves having a closure below the swing low, you know what, we are changing market structure to bearish, right? So then this simply means that there's a high possibility for us having a further continuation move back towards the downside when it comes down to the DXY, right? So clearly on the weekly time frame, what we can see is that we are having some beautiful, beautiful equal lows coming through right over here. If I maybe can just mark it off like that, we have some beautiful, beautiful equal lows right over there as well. You know what, we can see some relatively equal lows coming through over there as well, right? So I would actually like to see with this momentum which we are finding ourselves having, you know what, it does look like we want to come back for these lows right over there. So I will keep this area boxed out just like that, right? And would like to see if we can have that continuation move back towards the downside, back into this area right over there. You know what, looking at market structure itself, we can see that we do have what? We do have this beautiful high, lower high right over there. What is missing? Another lower high, right? We do have a low and we can currently see that we are creating a lower low, right? So we do need to see price have some sort of an actual pushback towards the upside, right? So this whole area as if now, right, will be a point of interest to where I would like to see us have some sort of a bounce towards the upside, right? But if we want to see a bounce towards the upside, we need to see a beautiful, beautiful change in market structure on our lower time frame, right? So scaling to the daily time frame, let's see what is up. Let's see what is happening over here. Here we can clearly see that we are also having a beautiful, beautiful push towards the downside, right? Beautiful, beautiful lower lows and lower highs that's been created, right? Look at that. Low, lower low, lower low, lower low, lower low, right? High, lower high, lower high, lower high. So what is missing? Another actual lower high, right? So we can see that we are still in a bearish trend, right? We are still in a bearish market. So we need to find ourselves being quite cautious when it comes down to price, right? So what I will do on the daily time frame is just simply box out this candle right over there, which is coming through as my BOB, my order block, right? And all I would like to see us do is something like that, right? And if we are going to find ourselves having a closure above the actual BOB, this simply means that we can see a further continuation move back towards the upside, back into where the next magnet and the next magnet will basically be this BOB right over here, which we find ourselves creating, right? Really simple, straightforward, right? That is the only thing that I'm going to find myself looking out for when it comes down to the DXY. Because on the DXY, all I want to see is momentum, right? I just want to know where are we going. That is it, right? That is it. So if you have any questions when it comes down to the DXY, make sure to hit it in the comment section. All right. So let's go to the Nasdaq. Let's go to the Nasdaq and see what is happening on this beautiful pair. All right. So like I mentioned, monthly time frame, we still do have 5 days and 14 hours for this candle to close. A lot can still happen within 1 week, right? As we can see, we have a whole lot of volume when it comes down to price. So we can see that we are having a beautiful upside momentum on this beautiful pair called the Nasdaq, right? If we would have to close like this right over here, this simply means that we are creating a hammer candle. So this simply means that there is that possibility of us having that further continuation move back towards the upside, basically saying that we can find ourselves creating some new all-time highs, right? Looking at our weekly time frame, we actually find ourselves respecting our trend line quite decent. Check this out. Check this out. We had a nice little first, second, third touch, and there we find ourselves having a beautiful continuation move back towards the upside. If we would have to find ourselves breaking this trend line, you know what, some further continuation moves would be expected. And you know what, in overall, I still do want to see us have a huge sell off on this beautiful pair called the Nasdaq, right? I just gonna have to wait and see when is that happening. We need to see a clear change in market structure in able to be confident in saying that we are gonna have that huge shift back down, right? So looking at current PA on the Nasdaq, so we basically boxed out this fee value gap over the course of last week, right? And we can clearly see that we actually find ourselves tapping back within this area right over there, right? The Does this mean that we are now gonna have a further continuation back towards the downside? Is that what you are saying? I wish I would want to say that, right? I really wish I would want to say that, but I actually want to see some more upside momentum. Right? I actually want to see some more upside when it comes down to this beautiful pair called the Nasdaq. So this inversion fair value gap would be an area to which I will basically just box out like that and just keep it on my charts, right? Getting my Fibonacci out from that high to the low. We can also see that that inversion fair value gap is also lining up with my, you know what, 0.79 region. So that would be the last area to my Fibonacci to where I would like to see us have a tap in and have some sort of an actual shift back towards the downside. So I think that the call on the Nasdaq is really hard. I think that this right here is a hard call. I honestly do think that that is a hard call. What do you think? Is it a hard call, or am I just, you know what, am I just finding myself just being a little bit you know what, am I just being a little bit extra? Am I just being a little bit extra? So on the weekly time frame, on this beautiful pair called the Nasdaq, we are on the daily time frame, right? Well, we are on the daily time frame. So looking at our daily time frame, right, with knowing that the DXY is finding itself taking out some lows, I am looking at these highs as quite relatively equal highs still. These highs, right? These highs, in my eyes, they are quite relatively equal still. So with that being said, I would like to see the Nasdaq take out these highs as well, right? And with us basically taking out these highs, this is when I will start monitoring price and wanting to see some sort of a change in market structure to be like, you know what, now we can find ourselves looking for that beautiful short opportunity back towards the downside, right? But as if now all I'm looking out for is maybe like some sort of a pushback towards the downside, but then an actual overall back towards the upside, right? A pushback towards the downside will basically be this fee value gap right over here, which I will find myself monitoring for a bounce back towards the upside. However, in overall, you know what, this order block we found ourselves faking out previously, I will keep this area in mind as well, as it is also lining up within our fee value gap right over there as well, right? But as if now, I still want to see some bullish momentum on this beautiful pair called the Nasdaq, and then only I would want to see us have some sort of a maybe like a change in market structure to be looking for some beautiful short opportunities, right? Scaling to the H4 time frame, can we say that we are now going to have that shift back towards the upside? Not just off yet. Why, D? Why are you saying this? Simply because, right, we can see that we are now bearish in structure as well, right? Low, lower, low, right? Low, lower, low. Now, if we can basically see us have some sort of a change in market structure, then I would be quite confident in saying that, you know what, I want to see price have that actual shift back towards the upside, right? These lows right over here, they are quite relatively equal. So if we can see a further continuation move back towards the downside, you know what, that's perfectly fine. And maybe just take out these lows. I will just simply find myself waiting for some sort of initial shift back towards the upside, right? But with that being said, my main focus for this week will basically be these highs, right? I want to see us take out these highs, right? I want to see us find ourselves taking out these highs right over there. What is your thought processes when it comes down to this beautiful pair called the Nasdaq? Are you looking for some beautiful longs, or are you finding yourself looking for some beautiful shorts? From current price, this is around about 300 plus pips. You know what? There is a whole lot of playground for me to find myself scalping price towards the upside, right? And even if we are going to have that shift back to the downside, I can still find myself, you know what, having even more playground to find myself playing with, right? Look at that. So that is my outlook on this beautiful pair called the Nasdaq. Make sure to let me know in the comment section, what is your thought processes? Are you looking for some longs? Are you looking for some shorts over the course of this week? I'm curious to know. I'm curious to know. But other than that, it's me, your boy D. I'm gonna see y'all in the next one. I'm out.